This is Fragzilla coming to you again with a deck profile on my Destiny Zombie deck. The last one I did was on the Zombie Mill deck, and I will be coming back with an updated version of that as soon as Pilgrim Reaper becomes TCG legal. So be on the lookout for that. Today is going to be on the Zombie Destiny draw deck, and here's my style. I do the 3 Mizuki. Like I'm back, so happy to see him at 3. He people was like, oh, it'd be too cloggy. I don't think he's cloggy at all because all the cards that I use in this deck, he's easy to get in the grave, and I love seeing him at 3. Hello Mizuki. 2 Plague Spreaders. Plague Spreader is also at 3, but I don't need him. I don't need more than 2 because I'm going to be bouncing him in and out of the grave, the banish, the field, my hand. 2 is plenty enough to juggle around. 2 Zombie Master. I do not like 3 because I'm not really making the rank 4s that require 3 level 4s. So I like him just so all I need him for is just to get the Plague out. He's just one easy way to get a Mizuki into the grave, get the Plague out onto the field, and then Malicious into a level 8, and then use Mizuki to kick out into the level 4, make a Laval chain with it. That's all this card is for, is Mizuki. Discarding and Plague Spreader special summoning awesomeness, but it gets Veilered and it gets Bottomless, so I have 2 just because if I do lose 1 to banish, I still have 1, and I like it. Just a 2. I only run 1 Pyramid Turtle and 1 Goblin for the simple fact that they're the slow cards of the zombie build. They really are. I mean, I like setting him over Turtle because if he's destroyed, period, I get a search. Turtle, if he's destroyed by anything other than battle, you get jack squat. So if he's destroyed by battle, you get a special summon. That's all right. But most of the time, I'm usually using them to make a Laval chain anyways. So just run 2. They're just slow, but I'd rather draw into the zombies I need than searching for them and wasting time by ending turns and waiting and stalling with my traps. I'd rather save my traps to open up the field and then do that explosion out of the graveyard that this deck does and destroy them. I run the 1 Endless Decay. I really enjoy having him because you never know. You're sitting there, figuring out life points in your head, and you're like, oh crap, I can kill them, but I need 2,000 more or 3,000 more, and then you're like, oh look, a Mizuki and an Endless in my graveyard. So he's great. I like him at 1. Sometimes you draw him late game. He's they only got 2,000 life points. He sucks, but I got discard fodder. He's always good. He's always good for having a zombie in the grave period, just so you can use Zombie Master. For the bosses, I like having 1 Caius just because you set a Goblin and they set a card 2 also. In next turn, you can just tribute Goblin. You get his effect to search because he's sent from the field to the grave, and then you get Caius' effect to banish a card or whatever. Plus, he's good for Allure Darkness bait if I feel like I don't need him. If I can't tribute with him. I like the 1 Dark Arm Dragon. Duh, it's a dark deck. He's the only dragon you'll ever have, other than from your extra deck. So just with all the graveyard manipulation this deck can do, I don't care if you have 6, 7 darks in the grave, you can easily special summon them to the field, and then have that 3, drop him, and now you have all this deliciousness on the field that you can synchro and go overlay with, and now it goes into the grave and it's fuel for him. Pop, 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 attack with everything you just made. Dark Arm Dragon. The 3 Destiny Hero Malicious. This is the Destiny draw deck. I run the 3. I do like having Destiny draw in here. These cards are basically the best way to get into your level 8s, and you will be doing that a lot. And if not, they're discard fodder for Allure Darkness or something like that. But I like the main deck to max C's. People usually side these, but it thins the deck for me. And if not, draw face. You ditch max C and they're like, okay, then I'll just set a card and end my turn. And they're like, oh, ha, 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 I got you. Well, I was like, well, no, in a way, I kind of stopped you from special summoning. Now it's my turn. And Morphing Jar. Just because, you can do, I run Pot of Duality and I do all that stuff with this deck, so I like to set up the hand and get it all set up. Draw, first turn, go Goblin, set a card to screw them up, and then next turn you draw, and then you Pot of Duality again, upstart, whatever, and then now you have your hand set up, set Morphing Jar, and then you send all that goodness to your grave, and then you get a fresh hand, and you have all whatever you just set, your spells and your traps. Love Morphing Jar. Just to reload the hand, helps you get through your deck, and now you're already further into your deck than you can. Most people don't also don't expect them, and they try to play it safe, and they try to keep spells and traps in their hand, and then you morphing jar them, and there goes the tanky, there goes the dark hole, there goes their whatever they were needing, or the trap that they were going to set on you next turn to screw you up, So, and here we go with the 3 dualities for spells. The pot of consistency, I like to call them. They're great. 2 upstarts for the Endless Decay, helps in the deck also. 2 Books of Life, just because you special summon them zombies like crazy. It's amazing. It's amazing. And banishing something from the graveyard is always a good thing to do. 2 Destiny draws. For the Destiny heroes, discarded Destiny Hero Malicious. Now he's in the grave, which is exactly where you want him. And then you draw 2 cards. And if for some reason you draw the second one and the Maliciouses are already in your grave, already used, that's good too, because the traps I run, they're used as discard fodder. So they're never a dead card in the hand. They can always be used as discard fodder. Burial from a Different Dimension, Allure of Darkness, a Foolish Burial. Standard spell cards for zombies. Just when you want to put something in the grave that you need in the grave for your current turn. The Allure of Darkness, just because it's Allure of Darkness, a little bit of draw power, and everything's pretty much dark. And then the Burial, just because you can recycle the Mizukis, the Plague Spreaders, the Maliciouses, whatever you need. Standard, Dark Hole, Book of Moon. Standard cards. Traps. Bottomless Trap Hole. Solemn Warning. 2 Mirror Force. Then I like to run the Divine Wrath, the 2 Phoenix Wingwind Blasts, and then the Call the Haunted. Those are the traps. The extra deck. Let's do the level 6 Synchros. Revive King Hades, just because I love, they're zombies, and this is a zombie deck. HTS, just because he's a stall, or if they got something on the field you can't get over, you attack, banish, And these are always good to make level 8s with, Zombie Master, throw the Plague in the grave, especially summon the Plague, make Revive King, Book of Life out the Plague again, make use him and to make a level 8, or top deck a card, bring out the Plague, and use him or him to make a level 8, so they're always good. And I cite Zombie World, so if I have Zombie World in the field and I synchro into him, I could steal their synchros, or not their synchros, but they're tuners, they're level 4s or whatever, but it doesn't matter. Even if they had an awesome synchro monster in their graveyard that in a Zombie World in the field, I can steal that too. So it doesn't matter. You can steal anything with it. The level 8s, I like the Crimson Blade, are pretty standard. The Scarlet Dragon, pretty standard. The Stardust Spark Dragon, I'm looking for a replacement for him right now. I just don't really see another level 8 that I would really like. I'm sure there's tons out there. Or maybe I could put run a Reaper, and then I could put a Mistworm in here or something for level 9 or level 10, Allied Justice, whatever the thing is with 10. I don't know, but I'm looking for a replacement for him. Then I like to run the Doom Inferno Dragon, just he's a Volcasaurus. If you have no cards in your hand, pops a monster, and he's a huge beat stick. So, and then I like to run double Void Ogre Dragon. People usually have 1, and I'm like, no, I like 2, because people will bait you. Like, oh, this happens to me a lot with a Constellar deck that I know. They'll tanky me, and I'll be like, okay, negate, and then they'll be like, okay, Dark Hole. So if I can make 2 of these things and then make something else, like the start, I always do that. I'll do Void Ogre, Stardust Dragon. Duh. And then it's just funny when you put 2 of them on the field. People are like, oh crap. I'm gonna do the rank 4s. This is just pretty standard. It's whatever. Lava Chain, duh. Just because it puts whatever you want in your deck into your grave. And the materials, usually it always gets destroyed, so the materials go right into the grave if they kill it. The Gem Knife for the Ophion, just because Ophion, you just really want to punch him in the face. And then the Gusto Emerald, just after your Foolish Burial, and then you barrel from a different dimension, and you've reused all the resources, and you can put everything back in your grave. DeGusto could send the Malicious back to the deck. Or for some shitty, crappy situation, which has happened to me before, where I got Dark Arm first turn, Allure of Darkness, and I have Allure of Darkness, my Dark Arm Dragon. So after you bear from different dimension, you can throw the Dark Arm Dragon back into the grave, and then you could use the Gusto to throw Dark Arm back into the deck. So he's a good card. And then the Diamond Direwolf, just because he's amazing. He's pop anything you want in the field if something's in your way that's keeping you from making your level 8s. And then just a silly card. I like Photon Strike Bouncer, just because if for some reason I can't get the Crimson Blader out on the field, if I can make him, then I'll do that, and that'll stall for a good turn. He's not that, 2700. He's not that great, but I make him on the field. It stops a lot of decks. Let me go into the side deck really quick. I'm not really good at anticipating what I'm playing or what awesome cards could fuck up other decks. So I just side whatever I think is necessary. Trap Stun, just because you go up against the deck with that feels that they're playing it safe and they're running a crap ton of traps. That helps. Like I said, Bujins, Constellars, Lightsworns. I like siding this just because it ruins their day. Zombie World, it screws up a lot of decks. Beast Warrior type decks. The Six Samurai deck, dragons. Oh my god, this deck this hurts dragons so much. I love this, and then it helps you with the Doom Kaiser to steal their crap, or even if it's on the field, you can Mizuki out anything you want. Oh, they killed my Void Ogre dragon or something like that. Okay, then activate Zombie World, Mizuki out Void Ogre, off we go again. I don't main deck the MSTs because I just okay, go ahead, bottom. Let's do that. I don't. If I really feel I need it, I'll main deck it and I'll take out the upstarts or something, but I like this. The 2DD Crow, just if I want to screw them over, and they're using the Lightsworns especially. I love it when they Lumina and then they discard and then I'm like, okay, target, and they're like, okay, the other Lumina or Garoth, I'd be like, oh, no, DD Crow. So, just a silly tech card I like to put in sometimes if a heavy special summoning deck is there, I just love setting him, and then they're attacking it, and they think they got all these big monsters that are going to be able to attack next, and they take game, and then he flips, and all that crap goes where it goes. So, just in case I am running against a non-heavy synchro deck, and I want to take out the Max C's, I will side them out and put in these two slow-ass cards just because they do help you surge. They're not incredibly terrible, but they're there just in case I know the Max C is not going to help me. And this one card, Vampire Grace. I was toying around with her. She's at level 6, and I think she could be very useful in this deck, especially when Mizuki goes back down to 2, which it may. But what Vampire Grace does is, when it's in the graveyard, if a zombie is special summoned from the graveyard by the effect of another zombie, you could pay 2,000 life points and special summon her. So, like, let's just say you do a Mizuki and you special summon out a Plague Spreader. You could pay 2,000 life points and special summon her right behind the Plague Spreader. And now you got everything you need to make that level 8. Or you could Mizuki out, who knows, Mizuki out the Doom Kaiser or the Revive King Hades, and then pay 2,000 life points and bring that out. And then make the Bouncer. Or, normal summon the Plague. I mean, there's just so many plays I see with her, but she's not main decked at the moment because I like it the way it is, and I think she'll be really good. But she's just for a totally different build for the vampire deck. But I do love her effect, and she's good discard fodder for one of the traps. But she's just a card to look into in the future. It probably might become very viable in all zombie decks just because of the way she runs. So that is my zombie deck. Enjoy, and be on the lookout for that zombie mill deck update. Enjoy.